Hello, welcome back to the Speak Your Truth podcast. I am your host, Jaya Rose. I am an intuitive business coach specifically for highly sensitive people and soulful people who are here to, put people first and run a business that also does good in the world. And I am very excited about today's episode because it's actually a group coaching session that I did in my Facebook group, the Speak Your Truth community for transformational leaders. If you're not a part of that community, I'm going to go ahead and drop a link for you to join in the comments below, or in the, you know what I'm saying, in the show notes below, and highly recommend you come over there and join. I do stuff like this every now and then, and as you will see, it's very valuable. It also, I guarantee there is a message in there for you. So grab some tea, pull up a chair, get comfy. Whether you're driving, whether you're just having this on in the background, there's going to be something super valuable for you here. That is just how group coaching works. And really, I'm going to get right to it here in just a minute. I do want to share with you that I'm going to be opening the doors to my Embodied business membership. And I created a wait list so you can hop on there and guarantee yourself founding member prices. And also I have a free gift for you. So when you sign up for the waitlist, you're going to get immediately, so don't click away, actually, immediately, as soon as you put your email in, I'm going to give you a PDF that's called 7 Storytelling and Visibility Prompts That Attract Soul Fans. And it is a super comprehensive, valuable workbook that gives you a prompt. You could do them one every day, one every other day, and really create some momentum around connection with your soul fans. Highly recommend you do that. And of course, no pressure to join the community, or rather the membership, once it launches, but at least you'll have awareness and first dibs on that lower member price. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I have created the Embodied business membership, where you get access to every program I have created over the last 4 years of focusing on brand growth, storytelling, speaking, business development, core offer, selling, launching, everything. And you get access to it all. It is at least $10,000. I need to add it up so I have it, because I'm going to put it on the sales page. It is so valuable. Actually, it's got to be more than that, at least $12,000 or $15,000 worth of programs that you get for just a couple $100 a month. You also get access to me on a live Q&A each month, and also a lot of really live community building and guest experts coming in. It's going to be a beautiful space for growth. And also it has that lower price point where you really feel like you're getting the support and this top-notch coaching and programming, but without that high ticket. So if that sounds like what you're up for, and you want to come be in that space and be growing with a diverse and like-minded community, click the link below, get on the wait list. This is truly an offer from my heart. I just feel so good about having this available for you to access what you maybe have wanted to access but felt like you couldn't afford for some reason. Maybe you didn't have the access yet to the money, or maybe you do have access to plenty of money, but you just like a smoking deal, Hey, I love that. So check that out below. Get yourself on the Embodied business membership waitlist and grab those 7 storytelling and visibility prompts that attract soul fans. So juicy, so good. And of course, if this episode speaks to you in any way, share it with someone who it will give value to. Take a screenshot, connect with me over at with Jaya Rose on Instagram. And I'm just sending you so much love. Let's dive right into this coaching. Can't wait for you to get some juicy nuggets for yourself. And the thing about any type of group coaching, which is why I love it so dearly, is that there is always value for everyone. Every time, always. And I want you to tap into that. So it's not like if it's just your, turn that you're receiving value. No, this is for everyone, okay? All right. So let's see. Is it going to let me do see more? Yes. Okay. So Charlie, puppy is on the couch with, what do you want? So cute. Okay, watch yourself. All right. Amanda says, so I realized in a tapping practice session that I hesitate asking for what I need as I am almost always disappointed. This impacts me showing up in my business and making calls to action. How do I start showing up? I love this question. Okay, so I'm going to paraphrase. I get tapped in and then I cry. So don't be, alarmed. It's nothing bad that I'm crying. It's really just I feel your energy around this. And I also resonate deeply, as I think a lot of women in particular carry disappointment forward in our lives. And whether it's because of an experience when you're young, most likely, or a pattern that was created from that experience, it is a very, very common theme. So first, I want to validate that. And Amanda says ditto. Divya says, okay, so I have everything figured out, but now how to create it. Okay, perfect. All right. So it's really a case of tuning into the pattern. Just like anytime we want to create a transformation in life, it begins with the awareness of the pattern and the symptoms that it creates. So the symptoms that the disappointment the symptoms that are being created is the feeling of hesitancy, the feeling of holding back so that you don't create the outcome. And what's happening is that you're forward motioning a pattern from the past into the future, because now you're holding yourself back from taking the action or doing the thing that could create the disappointment, right? Does that feel right to you? Just say yes and kind of talk with me through this. Okay. So what happens is that you're slingshotting forward the projection that you're going to be disappointed. So for example, when you do a call to action and you invite people into something and you don't get the result that you wanted, then you have already foreshadowed that you will have that feeling of disappointment, and it's on a loop. And listen, you can create that evidence over and over again, right? Because, and let me just see where you're at. Yes, Amanda says, mine is a pattern of always being let down or disappointed by those I loved and called friends or family. Okay, so you have plenty of evidence. You have evidence that it's true, that you have felt disappointed. You have evidence that these people, that these types of people, that people you are meant to trust and that love you will disappoint you. And then when you feel into, wow, an audience of people who love me and trust me, there's a disconnect. Congratulations. Congratulations for knowing yourself, for being willing to see this. I feel emotion. I feel a lot of emotion tied up in this. And the beginning of any disruption of a pattern is about the awareness. So you have the awareness. Now, the tricky part is that we need to move ourselves through the feelings that are holding us back in order to shift them. And that means there is no way around this. There is only through this. And I can tell you, because I have the exact same issue, that when I used to create a landing page for a free offer I was doing, I would check it every 5 minutes when I would put it out. Do they love me? Do they love me? And I would be looking for external validation through my visibility and through my offers. Years. I went through that for years, and I would notice that it was happening, and I would just watch myself and I would hold myself through it. So what if, instead of avoiding the call to action and avoiding taking action on your life's purpose for fear of disappointment, what if you actually expect that it's going to be there? Because I can tell you it probably will be there. And there's a muscle that gets built in the self-love that gets practiced when you hold yourself there. So it's almost like an experiment. So you put out a call to action, and instead of the resistance to avoid the feeling, we go, okay, here we go. If nobody signs up, I might feel disappointed. And if I feel disappointed, I'm going to show up for myself. I'm going to love myself and be there for myself. That will shift the whole pattern. But avoiding is actually giving it more power than if you moved through it and just experienced it. The people who disappointed you are not the people who are going to show up now to support your life calling, because it's not actually about you. And this is so powerful. It's a powerful transition to make. Once we shift into the healing of loving ourselves through our patterns, which our leadership shows us in a mirror, then we're able to shift into understanding that actually you're doing what you're doing because you want to help people. I know that you're taking Jackie's tapping program. You're becoming, do we call you a tapper yourself, a practitioner? You have so many skills within the trauma therapy you've done or trauma coaching. I just know that you have so many skills and abilities, and that there is somebody. What if there was only one person sitting in their house right now with issues plaguing them, and you could help them? Would it be worth it to feel disappointed many times over until you finally reach that person? Would it be worth it? I think we want there to be a magic pill, and I don't know what you wanted me to say, but I think we often do want a magic pill that's going to solve the problem. And truly, the problem has already been solved because you have chosen this life path, because the disappointment that has plagued you or has become a repetitive loop for you is yours for a reason. And as you show courage and move through it, you become that guiding light for other people who have that issue too. It's like walking through the fire, right? You get to turn around. So let me know if that's helpful. Yes, it would be worth it. And I am in tears. Thank you. I'm glad I raised my hand. I love you, Amanda. I'm so happy that you asked that question. Trust me, I know it looks like I'm so confident and I'm always putting myself out there. And it is hard for me too. And I just have created a practice that I know that I need to be so filled up with good energy and flowing that like it wouldn't matter if nobody signed up. It wouldn't matter, because half the time nobody does. You know, especially in promotion and when we're using the online space, it's not like, you know, for me at least, that's not my most popular type of content. My most popular content is when I'm just speaking the truth and just, talking about world issues, social justice issues, telling a personal story. Only the right people are going to respond to the call to action. So there are always going to be fewer people, and that could trigger that disappointing feeling. And so it takes a lot of mindset work and a lot of practice to be okay with it. I'm in the middle or the beginning phases of my launch for my Take the Stage brand accelerator program. And now you guys see me talking about my boot camp next week. You know, I have to work through those same feelings that you have every day as I'm putting them out. It's just that I've developed a relationship with those feelings. And that's what I'm asking of you. That's it. And the beautiful thing is that it only takes one step at a time, because those feelings and that trigger will be there for you every step of the way until it's dissipated or it's shifted in some way. So that's awesome. You can trust yourself. Okay, so next question, go ahead and drop it in. Amanda, does that feel complete to you? Does that feel good? See, you guys, everybody needs this. I just gave myself a pep talk. Now I'm going to show up more powerfully in my promoting, okay? Okay, Janessa says, I would like to receive more coaching. I have my question ready now. Okay, Janessa, you're up. Let's do this, mama. Sashiko, hi, babe, says, I love this. Divya says, thanks, Jaya, makes a lot of sense. Good. Yes, it feels complete and landed well. Yay. All right. Janessa says, I have always known that I am destined for very big things, but I realized a couple of years ago that I actually had a fear of success, coupled with a fear or responsibility and commitment. I feel you, sister. I went from needing to be needed to having a fear of being needed so much by others. What can we do to get comfortable with the lifestyle we are destined for so we can manifest it into the now instead of pushing it off into the future over and over again? Oh my God, I'm dead. That is the best question on the planet. Y'all, can we please give Janessa some props for that incredibly insightful and beautiful question? I'm just like really impressed with that. Okay, I love this because it is very similar to what we just talked about with Amanda. So there is going to be the phase of being uncomfortable with the being needed. And this is really an awareness game, okay? So one thing I love to teach around awareness is like we don't give it enough credit. And we're like, oh, I'm seeing this thing and now I'm uncomfortable because I'm seeing it. But I would love to offer you some insight into the neuroscience actually of what's happening when we recognize a pattern. And that's all that this is. Janessa, you know it's a pattern. You're like, I knew I needed to be needed and now I have a fear of it, and it comes with commitment and responsibility, and you understand all of the triggers. Bless you. You have done work to understand that. Now what happens is that you move forward and you have the vibration, you have the intention, the desire, and you're launching it into the universe, and then something comes back to you. And here is an opportunity for that same pattern to recycle itself. Now, this is really powerful. In that moment of a trigger, so for Amanda, for that, use the trigger we just talked about. Janessa, use the trigger of it's starting to come at you. Does it feel heavy? Does it feel overwhelming? What if 5 people were to inbox you right now, wanting your magic, wanting to pay you? Would that feel overwhelming? So we go into understanding that the feelings are not the truth. The feelings are the opportunity for awareness, period. And we can let go of like the entanglement, the dance that we do with these feelings. And we can say, I'm overwhelmed when I'm receiving something that I asked for. And I love that you already have the foresight to say, I know that this is going to hold me back from actually getting more of what I want, because that's exactly right. So, for example, I have had the same thing. Y'all are just speaking my language because I have experienced the exact same thing because I'm highly sensitive. And I have wondered, how could I have a really powerful voice? How could I speak my truth and show up in a way that creates polarity, that people could be triggered by what I'm saying, that not everyone's going to agree with me, especially when I'm taking a stand for social justice, for Black Lives Matter, speaking against the whole election that just happened. I said a lot of shit, okay? So how could I be that person and also hold myself and my sensitivity and not get overwhelmed with all of what I get? And I will tell you that again, it is a practice. It is a practice, and it is the awareness. So I'm gonna come back to this for a second. The awareness is the only thing. It's the only thing, because and the example I'm going to use, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to walk you through this exercise of awareness. So every time I open the doors for something new, like I'm going to be launching my program, right? And what happens is there's all this energy that comes around it. Okay, I'm offering my 3 free days and I'm talking about it. I start talking about what I do. Guess what? Last week alone, I had multiple sales calls. I booked in a new one-on-one client. I did not make that offer. You know why that happened? Because I was opening the doorway for abundance. I was opening the doorway for yes, for people to say yes to me. But inherently what happens when we create momentum and energy in that way, we start getting stuff in that doesn't match what we want. And it could look like people asking you for things for free. This could be a great example. So almost every time, actually it's not happening right now, so this is a key thing. But in the past, every time I open the doors for something and I start promoting something, people start messaging me like, hey, you want to come into my Facebook group? Or they start pitching me their stuff. And I'm like, universe, that is not what I asked for. Why are you sending me people who want something from me? But that's not not the type of wanting something from me that I'm asking for. That is going to happen. And it's not a test, but it's an opportunity. So Janessa, you have a million opportunities to recognize in that moment that you're being triggered. Like bitch, please, you gonna ask me in your Facebook group? I don't even know you. Right? You're like, I'm gonna be triggered that this is happening. That's the opportunity for awareness, and nothing needs to change. Nothing. Here's the thing. The main problem that we have is not that we have all these old patterns. It's that when the awareness happens and you go, I'm highly triggered by this Facebook message and this girl asking me to join her Facebook group, that is so annoying. And then you go, boop. Look at me, I'm so annoyed. Okay, magic right there. Can you, instead of moving through all that, stop and be with that awareness? Look, I'm so annoyed by this. This is triggering that feeling of being needed. And now I'm mad about it and I'm upset, but I want to be open. I want to be open. Okay. How could I be with this feeling and let it dissipate? The thing that we do as women a lot of times that does not help us is we act like our feelings are our identity. Those feelings are not who you are. Those feelings are something you are experiencing, period. Building the relationship with the awareness and like that awareness becoming your best friend and knowing that you don't need to do anything else is the superpower for everything, for getting everything you want, because it is a muscle. So it's a weak muscle, just like we talked about with Amanda about the disappointment, just like I'm talking about here with this overwhelm. And that's what it is, right? We feel overwhelmed when we get our desires. And that's only because it's new and you don't have the fucking muscle to hold it. That is it. You need to do a spiritual plank. You need to do a spiritual plank. And what that means is that we hold the energy of the old pattern, of the trigger. We hold the energy of the trigger and we hold the energy of the desire at the same time. That's it. So that's a spiritual plank. We hold it. And it stretches our capacity to shift. It stretches our capacity to see in a different way. And it builds a connection with your awareness like it's a super, super buff muscle. That is all. That is all. Okay, your feelings are not who you are. They are something you're experiencing. Yes, Ashiko, exactly. Okay, let me see what you said. Janessa, let me know how that's landed for you. Everyone else too. We all feel that, right? These are universal. This is the law of oneness playing out, that we are all one. We have all experienced these things. Janessa says, I can definitely feel heavy and overwhelmed when my schedule starts getting filled or the tasks start piling up to the point where I feel physically tired and drained as soon as I start thinking about what I have to do. Yeah, well, that might be a different issue, okay? That might be that you don't want to be doing what you're doing, and that could be an alarm that's setting you forth to change something. So I think there's two different things here. There's like, inherently, we have to stretch our capacity to receive what we're asking for. And then also there's an old way of being that needs to be released. And your schedule might not need to be full. Like, I feel you. I don't want a ton of stuff on my schedule. this is the only thing I'm doing today. I also cleaned my kitchen and like needed to stretch my hips out. I got shit to do. I need to take care of myself. So maybe say no. Could be good. Michelle says yes. Janessa says yes. I love the spiritual plank concept. So good. And I want to give you guys everything because just check out if you guys come to my 3-day free experience or message me if you want to know more. But I teach brand growth. But actually, when you sign up with me, you get a whole program about energetics and embodiment and expanding your capacity to hold what you actually desire. I teach all of this through practice, through meditation, through concepts, through leveraging the laws of the universe. And that really is the foundation to growing bigger. It is. I could give you all of the strategies, which I will be giving you in my boot camp, but without the energetic practices and the embodiment work, it doesn't work. So that's why I teach that too. So just know that is the type of teacher I am. Yes, I love the spiritual plank. Okay, yes. Can you explain how to do a spiritual plank? Yes. And if somebody else wants to go next, just say that you want to, and then you can put your question in, okay? All right, so the spiritual plank is holding the space, allowing there to be space. So we understand that we're energetic beings. We understand that the energy, the frequency, aka the feelings we're feeling, which turn into a vibration, which turn into a frequency, which is the language of the universe. Understand that there needs to be flow. And when we feel blocked or we feel stuck is because there's too much fucking energy. There's too much energy and you can't hold it, and you certainly don't feel like there's openness and space to have more. So the spiritual plank is about getting to a place, maybe it's a meditation, maybe it's a workout, maybe it's some kundalini breathing, some breath work, dancing, sex, whatever it is for you, where you feel that release. Okay, we need to be practicing release all the time because life is crazy and it piles stuff on us every day. When I sit down for my meditation in the morning, I feel all the stuff in the way. It's just in the way of my true energetic capacity and my spiritual connection. That's it. It's just in the way. So the plank is about holding the open space. Now there's practices that need to be in place or that need to be done so that you can get the stuff out of the way. So next time you have that, just pure connection. I'm just in flow. My energy is moving. I am an energetic being. When you get in that space, visualize what you desire and visualize yourself holding it. That is the spiritual plank. We hold it like this. I was a personal trainer for 12 years. I taught a lot of people how to do a plank. So the plank is fucking magic because when you hold a plank, I want to show you my arms. So you hold a plank and your arms are flexed. Look at my hand. Look at this. Flexed. Full extension and also flow, because what's happening in a plank is just blood and oxygen, just blood oxygen pumping through your body, okay? So we do this on a spiritual level by holding the energy. It's the same exact thing, like, be in that energy. Is that helpful? Aw, Tejan just sent me a video, and I bet it's a happy birthday video. Michelle says, oh my God, both of these are my issue. I am meant for greatness, and my mom program is needed, but can't seem to get past these two things. Look at this synergy. Look at this synergy. So good. So good. And I'm so glad that y'all feel safe enough to ask me these things. Okay, Janessa says, we're always learning new fun facts about you. First, I found out you were a belly dancer, and now we find that you are a personal trainer. Oh my gosh, I am not secretive about these things, so you just wait, honey. I will tell you all of them. Yes, I was. I'm a very physical person. So that was my career. For 12 years, I was a personal trainer and I brought that business online. I built a whole fitness brand called Booty, Mind, and Spirit, bootymindandspirit.com. There are videos, lots of videos. That is how I got good at visibility, building a brand, and video, because I built a whole fitness brand in 1 year. That's what I did my first year online. And then I said, fuck this. I am meant to be speaking. I've always been meant to be speaking, but I used this as a shield, kind of like just I was good enough at it. No more of that. And I let go and I started teaching video. And then I taught only visibility and video for a year and a half. Built a brand in visibility. I was the visibility queen. And then I completely let go of that. And I said, I need to go deeper. I need to really teach people how I actually do this, which is what you guys are asking me right now. And I built a whole program called Embodied. And I did that for 1 year. And I had maybe 20 people walk through that program with me over that year. And it's really powerful. But then I came back to, what is this so they can? Like I kept asking myself, I'm like, okay, so now you can hold all your desires. Now you can expand. Now you can hold your spiritual plank so you can. And it just is like, speak your truth. So you can speak your truth. So you can be on stage, take the stage, center stage in your life, in your brand. And so this 2020, I brought back storytelling and visibility, and now Take the Stage, my brand accelerator, is a bit of it all, and it's really powerful. So thank you for asking. That has been my entrepreneurial journey, especially in the online space, but it's also why I teach brand growth and these key pieces, because I have built 3 different brands. Booty, Mind, and Spirit, the Visibility Queen, Embody, and now I've kind of merged it and it's Take the Stage Brand Accelerator. So 4 different really brands online, and it's a crazy thing. I don't recommend doing that. I will help you just build one. Actually, Davia, we were messaging back and forth talking about my program, and I said to you, I have created a 6-month experience that will take most people 2 years and at least $25,000. At least. Lots of time, energy, and money. But I have put it in 6 months with direct access to me and coaching and the process of how to do it. Why waste your time? And so that's my major selling point right there. It's like, I know, because I have undone and redone and done again. And you don't have to do that. I'll just help you get clear on what you're meant to do now. And we'll do it together. So anyway, this is not meant to be a pitch, but that is just true. Okay, so who's next? I think we'll do one more for today. And then if you guys have not joined the boot camp yet, say boot camp here and I will get you the link. And if you haven't, there are a couple places that the link is around. But it's going to be epic. It's going to be so good. Janessa says, pitch as birthday queen. All right, Jen Rose, let's have it. If you're going to Ross Island. Okay, sorry, I'm getting, y'all get a lot of messages on your birthday. And Janessa, just to follow up with your energy thing, I constantly use everything to expand my capacity. Everything. I'm like a crazy woman about it. So today's my birthday, right? What I did is I'm like, I know that hundreds of people are going to wish me happy birthday, not because I'm so cool, just because I have a big network on Facebook and everybody sees the little, it's Jaya Rose's birthday, and they freaking type out happy birthday. Okay. All right. So already a couple hundred people have wished me happy birthday. Many, many people have been in my inbox. I'm like, oh, this is conspiring. I'm using it as evidence that like I can hold big stages, that many, many people can contact me. Oh, I'm going to totally be able to handle it when I sell out my Take the Stage program. Oh yeah, easily, because it's a practice and I don't take it lightly. Crazy that I just answered my phone while I was doing this. But see, I could handle it. And then I praise myself and I'm like, look at you. Like, look at you. You just got 116 birthday messages and you read them and you didn't even feel annoyed. Like, I would in the past feel, I'd be like, oh, it's too many. It's like, it's too much. No, like, it's good. Like, it can be this good. It can be this good. And I just practice it can be this good. Okay? All right. Jen Rose says, I have a really difficult time asking for what I want or need in my business. I have done my life's work for no monetary gain for years, and this felt so good. And I know it is a block that I have put on myself, and I keep myself from receiving what I really desire. I don't want to feel guilty for receiving what I deserve and want to call it in. I have only ever manifested just enough, and now I want more and cannot seem to break that barrier of actually being deserving of it. Who relates to this? That is so beautiful. That is so beautifully put, and the exact perfect question for everybody. It's like these 3 questions that are just amazing. They're amazing. Okay. We all have a story about how good it can be. I think it's funny, not funny that I just told you what I just told you about practicing the expansion. I have had a story also about how good it can be. Okay, I can have that. Well, I can make this much money, but do I need more than that much money? Oh, it just needs to be this much. We all have it, so let's normalize it. And we see people, especially in the online space, who are like, I just made this and this. And you're like, wow, what? And first of all, we can't compare ourselves. We have to stop comparing ourselves to other people and their journey and their ability to receive. We have no idea what the story is they started with. So we need to start with your story and where you are. So if your story is that you can do your life's work and not get paid for it, let's start there. Is that the story you want to be telling? And is it really your life's work if it's not supporting you? Is it really your life's work if you give to other people and you do not receive for that giving? I don't know. Is the story you're telling about your life's work actually true? Or is it just familiar? Let me know. This is the thing about stories. They create patterns, and they are not true. There is nothing true about your story except that you believe it. Now, that might not feel easy to get out of, but the truth is that we shift it by shifting it. We shift it by doing something different. Okay? So if you want to be paid, if you've never been paid for what you do, will you tell me what you do? Are you talking about astrology? Because I know that you did that. I gotta clean this here. All right, is that what you're talking about so I can reference it? Okay, so if you do what you do and you don't get paid for it, then you need to get paid for it. But you don't need to get paid as much as you ultimately want to get paid right now. We need to stretch. And we all get so fucked up on this. We think that, oh, Sally Sue made $10,000 this week doing her life's work, doing the same work that I do. And now, for some reason, because I have a story that I couldn't make money, now I'm shit. And so not only are we telling a story that isn't serving us, but now we're telling ourselves that we're not good enough because we had that story. That sounds like a lot of drama to me. So what are you telling yourself? What are you telling yourself about the story? Not what is the story, what are you telling yourself about it? And can you still be good enough? Can you be deeply enough even though you've held yourself back from receiving all that you desire? Are you still good enough? because your story is unique to you. And as you shift it and as you change and overcome it, that's going to be fucking powerful. This is what I teach people to do, is take their story and make it super powerful. And you could be speaking it on stage in front of thousands or millions of people. That's your story. Your story is amazing. It's the attachment to the story and the identity that you create for yourself because of the story. I have been paid, just never with a profitable gain, I guess. Profitable. I work with women who have been in narcissistic relationships and also use astrology as a tool. Aw, another happy birthday message. Okay, so here's the thing about stretching, is that we are capable of it. Can everybody please write in the comments and say, I am more than capable of stretching? I am more than capable of stretching from where I am right now. I am more than capable of stretching from where I am right now. Who believes that? Who believes that? That is all we're asking of you. That is all you need to ask of yourself. So what would be the stretch from where you are now to align more with what you really want? Identify where you are. Decide what the stretch is. Hold yourself accountable by telling somebody you're going to do it, and then take action. That's it. Somebody might want to write that down. Identify where you are. Identify what the stretch is. Hold yourself accountable by telling people. I put it on social media. Personally, I'm like, I'm going to do an event, and I put it on social media. But you don't have to. You could just tell somebody. Hold yourself accountable by telling somebody. Start taking action towards it. Okay? I am more than capable of stretching from where I am right now. Thank you, Jaya. Yes. Right? Okay? So Janessa says it. Michelle says it. Just put the program out to do the damn thing. Yes. Okay, so it's the action. We all think that it's like the thing we have to shift. But what did Sashiko say that I said before about the feelings? You are not the feelings. You are identifying as the feelings. You're just experiencing them. So the feelings that you have around the story, you are experiencing. In order to change it, we have to change something, and action is always the thing. But it's about taking the actions that you can stretch to, that you don't have to like break yourself to do. That's why I am not a fan of that language of like I'm a breakthrough. There's all this language around beliefs and barriers, and you're blocked and you're stuck, and I'm like, ew. Fuck those stories. I don't like those. I am never stuck. I am fluid. I am always capable of stretching beyond where I am. Period. Right now, maybe I don't want to stretch. I'm just going to sit here and love myself. Okay. Nice. Thank you. Y'all are the best dang students on the planet. Identify where you are. Identify what the stretch is. Hold yourself accountable by telling somebody and start taking action. There you go. Okay, that's it. This is for everybody, y'all. This is like a program we just went through here. From I am addicted to disappointment. I have every story in the book, and I can validate the hell out of that story that I am going to be disappointed again. And then we start taking action. And then what was the next one? Janessa says it was, okay, but now I'm knowing that I'm wanting more and I'm going to do it. But now I feel like I might not be able to hold it all. And I feel overwhelmed by it. To Jen's, which is like, now I'm ready to act. I'm asking for it. And I want to believe that I can get it. So good. Okay. Jen, does that feel good? And does that feel like a good plan? You don't have to be anywhere except where you are. You don't. And that's why I am so clear about where somebody needs to be in order to benefit from working with me. Because you have to be where you are. And the stretch, like for some people, a stretch is going to be committing to working with me for 6 months and knowing that you can go from being the best kept secret to being a well-known transformational leader. You need to know and see that that is the stretch you're ready for, or it's not going to work. And so it's the same for where you are, like recognizing where you are and stretching beyond that. Amanda says, thank you for gifting us with your knowledge and your time on your birthday. Aw, you're welcome. Michelle says, let's do this, ladies. Thank you, Jaya Rose. Yes. Okay, so we have this group. We have each other. I'm doing a free 3-day series next week. Join. Stay in the energy of those desires. Stay in the energy of that growth and of that stretching. That's the key thing. It's not that you have to push yourself all the time. It's not that you always have to be up-leveling and changing and growing. It's that we need to stay in forward motion and stay in the energy of it and allow ourselves to rest and then come back to the energy of it. I will tell you that I have a very, very strong vision of where I'm headed, and it is a big stage. It is a big fucking stage with big lights and a big audience. I see it. I've been seeing it for 5 years and it hasn't happened yet. And that's okay, but I will never lose the momentum and the energy towards that vision. And I know that me getting to that stage is about me being of service. It's about me giving back. It's about building a brand and a business that is about social equity and about inclusion. Like, I know the vehicle that I'm taking to get there, and I'm keeping the energy alive for that vision by doing what I'm, at least right now, what I know is important for me to be that person who can be on that big stage. Stay in the energy of it. Jen says, yes, I am so glad I asked this. I really just gave me the insight I know that I already have in me and just need the confirmation. I feel you. It's so beautiful. Okay, y'all, so much love to you. If you are feeling called and you want to connect with me about Take the Stage, message me. It's going to be so powerful. I will tell you that if you are in the place of the commitment, if you're like, I'm ready for the commitment, it will change everything. Because I just did this. I'm in the beginning of my 3rd month with a new coach. And it was a pretty big investment. It was $12,000. And I did it because I knew that it would keep me in the energy. I knew that it was time for my next level. And so there is this magical thing that happens when you invest in yourself and when it's the right thing for you. Like, do your diligence and be right about it. Do what's right for you. But at the same time, you know what? I have a $2,000 payment every month to my coach. I have an $800 payment to Alicia, who's my business manager. Those are new expenses for me as of the last 3 months. But guess what? I'm going to fucking make that money. I'm going to make that money. I'm going to pay that. And it's all in the name of this bigger vision and of service. And so just looking at, like, what are you ready for? And if you know that it is a coach, if you know that it is a program, if you know that you are right at that place of like, I'm really good at what I do. I know that I'm capable of more. I just need the guidance and the support and the community to do it. Then reach out to me because we may have a perfect match. All right. So much love. So much love.